Let's say that you have some historical data about housing prices and you want to use it to predict future house prices. Remember that before you begin an analysis, it's important to complete two steps. First, define the problem, which is to predict house prices. And secondly, identify the type of analysis. Can you guess what that would be? Yes, it's a regression analysis. That's because you want to predict a number or continuous value, the house price. Now that you've defined the problem and the type of analysis, you can begin preparing your data in Symon. Let's say the data for your housing area is in two files. Some data is for the year 2019 and some is for 2020. To perform your analysis, you need to combine the data into one data set. Symon can do this for you by using a tool called Union. It will append the rows of one data set to another. The columns in the two data sets don't need to be identical, but there must be at least one column that's the same. And those columns must have the same data type. This example has 3 identical columns. The Union tool will append rows in the second data set to the rows of the first data set. In this demonstration, I'll combine 2 data sets by appending rows using the Union tool. I'll start by creating a new pipe, and I'll name it House Price Analysis. I'll add a data tool for the 2019 data. And then I'll add a data tool for the 2020 data. Now I'll add the Union tool. Notice the Union tool has 2 nodes on the left side. I'll connect the top dataset to the top node. And then I'll connect the bottom dataset to the bottom node. In Symon, the dataset connected to the top node of the Union tool is considered the dataset that will receive new rows. The dataset connected to the bottom node will be appended to the top dataset. In other words, you'll see the 2020 rows beneath the 2019 rows after the data is combined. I'll just change my tool's name so it's more descriptive. Now I'll click Build. Let's take a look at the data. I can use Show Data, but I can't tell if the 2020 data appended to the 2019 data, so I'll download it instead. Now I'll open it. Let me widen the date column, and there's my 2019 data. I'll scroll down, and look, there's my 2020 data appended to my 2019 data. I'll close my file. And now I want to show you one more thing. Remember that I said the data types between the dataset columns need to be the same when performing a union. My union works, so I know that my data types are in sync. But let's look at a couple of data types in the 2019 data. I can check my data types by clicking on the column name in the row viewer. You can see that the date has a date data type and the price has a numeric data type. Now let's look at the 2020 data. Again, the date has a date data type and the price is numeric. But what if that wasn't the case? What if my date data type for the 2020 data wasn't date but was text instead? The union wouldn't work because they aren't the same. So you would need to change your data type in one of the data sets. I could use the Adapt tool to do that, and we'll be looking at the Adapt tool later on. But I can also change data types in the data page. Let me show you how. First, I'll navigate to the data page. Then, next to the data set I want to modify, I'll click the 3 dots and select View Edit Columns. And look, next to each column name is a drop-down for the data type. I can easily change it if I want. I won't make any changes for now, and I'll return home. And that's it. We've combined data sets to add new rows. Next, we'll learn how to combine data sets to add new columns.